You are listening to Venture Beyond, Stories from Hidden Worlds. If you enjoy this episode, please leave a like down below and share with a friend. And, if you haven't already, subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode or new series and updates. All right, so I am here with my good buddy from X that I've known for quite a while. Like, you were one of the first accounts that like I started talking with on X. I want to say that actually talked back. You know?
Yes. I am quite quippy, I will admit.
But I got my buddy here, the Phoenix Press, Mr. Phoenix himself.
Hello.
Dude, what is up? Dude, I've been trying to get you on the show forever.
Oh gosh, yeah. Way to make me sound like an a-hole, buddy. I'm kidding.
No, you've been busy. You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy with like a million different things, I swear. I do not do myself any favors.
It's all good. So, for people that don't know you, or people that do, that maybe only have heard part of the story, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, I'm Nick Phoenix. I'm a thousandaire playboy wannabe philanthropist. That's how I describe myself. But no, in all seriousness, I make comic books, pretty good comic books, I'd say. You might have heard this, book called Screecher.
A little bit,
yeah. It's not like it's a hit or anything.
No.
I've also got a novel coming out here shortly. I got other comic books like Giant Samurai, Project Axis. I like to tear it up on X. I do YouTube, and I'm pretty fly for a fun guy, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I think I found you through your memes, and then I saw like the cover of Screecher at one point, and I was like, okay, that looks dope. Like, what's going on with this guy?
I've had very, very good luck when it comes to covers. Like, finding really good artists and just working with them. I've been very fortunate.
Yeah, I've talked about on the show before, like how when you find the right artist, you can really make some magic happen. Make things look awesome.
Oh yeah, that's me with like some of my artists. Like the first 3 issues of Screecher were done by the same person, because like me and him worked together well. And then I got this one cover artist, Irene, who did the cover for issue 3, and then I brought her back for issue 4. And like, I just enjoy working with her. Like, she does good work, and she's a joy to work with. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep this one around.
Yeah, for sure. And you have people come in and do alt covers, if I remember correctly, also, right?
Yes, correct. Yes. I've had alt covers for issues 2 and 3 of Screecher, and this go around I've actually got 3 different covers. 4
Ooh. If
you count the sketch cover. That's going to be for the special edition.
Oh, I always love sketch covers too. Those are my favorite.
I got some really cool thing planned for the Kickstarter. So I usually do like a special edition kind of thing, and it's going to be a sketch cover. But when you buy it, you get a custom sketch by the interior artist of Screecher.
Dang, dude. Okay, kicking it up a notch.
I don't know how I convinced the artist to do that, but they were very generous.
Hey, take it. We'll take that. Take it and run with it.
Oh, yeah.
So, talked a little bit about, what you do. Why comics? There's a lot of different ways to tell stories and things like that. But, is there like a specific thing that kind of kicked off you saying, oh man, I need to do comics? Or is it the kind of stories that you can tell with that? I'm kind of interested to hear the story about why you got started.
Well, my interest in writing goes back all the way to like my later high school years.
Mhm.
And I even created like some of my original comics back then. But really, it's just I've always loved superheroes. I've always loved the genre,
Mhm.
and I don't know. There's something special about comics. Like it's kind of like the meeting point between animation and novels,
Yeah,
if you will.
I feel you.
And because like, yeah, I'm a writer, so I can do words that well, but I can't do artistry.
Hmm.
One thing that I've really kind of like grown to really enjoy as I do this is I enjoy the collaboration. I enjoy the camaraderie.
Hmm.
Like even just like going to Comic Cons and you meet somebody who's also a comic book creator, and then you start talking shop, and it's like I'm one of them, and it's like,
Exactly.
or you just walk into a room and then people like they look at you as a peer. It's a like, or it's like you have these bigger people as you start to get like more notoriety. People who they're always friendly to you, but now they're starting to see you as more as like on their level, and it's just such a gratifying feeling.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that. But so other than your own work, who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman. Yeah.
Well, okay, I love Batman,
Yeah.
but if in particular, my favorite Western comic book hero is Nightwing. That is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
But if I had to say, like in general, Batman. I'm a huge Batman fan.
Yeah, I feel you there, man. I'm more of a Team Marvel guy, so I love Iron Man, but Iron Man is basically Batman that can fly and is more protected.
In a way, yeah. See,
You know?
in my experience, there are very few people who are solely Team DC or Marvel. It's usually I'm a DC fan, but Marvel's okay, or I'm a Marvel fan, but DC's okay. It's usually one or the other.
Yeah, I kind of it's kind of a weird thing about me because I like always straddle the line of like a divide in a fandom. So like if everyone's either one or the other, I find myself somewhere in the middle. Like I love Green Lantern. I think Green Lantern's like probably the my favorite DC hero. And then like I dislike Superman because I think like you just gave a character god mode and tried to build a story around it.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's just my thing. I get the appeal and everything, but I like both of the big two.
And on the flip side, when it comes to Marvel characters, I really like Daredevil. Because to quote Frank Miller, how many heroes are known for what they can't do?
Exactly.
I think Daredevil has such a unique setup and is really, really freaking cool. And of course, like every other red-blooded American, I freaking love Spider-Man.
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
How can you not love the dude? How can you not love the guy?
Yeah, my daughter, that was one of the first superheroes that she really liked. She loved Captain America because her mom really loves Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but I'm Team Iron Man, so
I'm Team Cap. I gotta say,
but for me, like people always say you either like Star Wars or Star Trek. I love them both equally. People are like, oh, you either love the original or love the prequels with Star Wars. I like Star Wars, except for the cosplay fanfic of Disney Wars.
All right, so here's my thing. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Star Trek's okay. I don't hate Star Trek, but have a very mild interest in it.
I feel you.
Star Trek was more my dad's thing. But I'm like a huge Star Wars fan. But when it comes to like the prequels and the original trilogy, I like them both rather equally.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't like anything made by the mouse unless it is Rogue One. One is the only one I recognize as actual Star Wars.
That and at least the first season, but probably also the second season of Mando.
I haven't Oh, I thought you were about to say Andor. Oh my god.
No, Mandalorian.
Mando season 1 is classic.
Yeah.
Season 2, they start to go off the rails.
I
did enjoy Andor season
too much.
I did enjoy Andor season 1.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is season 2, the fart sniffers. It's real, like, oh my god, so many people were so far up the showrunner's butt. I just couldn't stand it.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you there.
Oh my god, Andor season 2 is such high art. It recontextualizes the original. Oh my. Oh gosh.
See, you want to know something funny? I canceled my Disney Plus subscription after the Book of Boba Fett because I was just like, well, that really sucked. That had potential,
like,
to do something.
Boba Fett in Mando season 2 was awesome.
Yes,
like, he was like that the scene where he like finally gets his armor back. Yes. And like it's like oh, nice shot. I was aiming for the other one. You know, it's like they recontextualize him into like this honorable knight, you know, honorable scoundrel kind of thing.
Yeah,
like it was kind of cool. And then like it's like Book of Boba Fett is so bad. Like there's so many things. There's so many things. Like you got the Mighty Morphin Scooter Rangers. The fact that like they're so lazy. There's a shot where they showed like the interior set kind of thing, like the scaffolding, and even the fact that Tamara Morrison didn't even enjoy it.
Yeah, the first couple episodes I was pretty bought in. I was like, okay, this is working, and then the first episode with the Mandalorian showed up, and I was like, why are you here?
It became an entirely different show for like an episode and a half.
And I was kind of working with the Mighty Morphin Power Scooter Rangers, and all that. But when it became Mandalorian season 2.5, I was like, no, man. Like,
I mean, that stuff was good, but that's because it was Mandalorian. And my problem is it really went off the rails in season 3 because that should have just been called Bo-Katan. Because it was a Bo-Katan show with a Mandalorian guest starring. Grogu had almost nothing to do in that entire season. He had like maybe one or two. Yeah. And it's just like, and I like Bo-Katan. I like Katie Sackhoff. I like Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan. I think she's great in the role.
Give me a Bo-Katan show. Let's go.
That's what we got with season 3. Or it's like, or it's like at the end where Mando's like, actually, here, let me invent some reasons why she gets a Darksaber, kind of thing. It's like complete bull crap.
Well, it's just
and then episode 3, it's like it becomes an entirely different show where like characters that I don't care about, actors I don't care about, and like okay, you killed the scientist guy and she snacks on a travel biscuit or whatever. that actress, I don't know, whatever, has like zero charisma, zero chemistry. Their acting is so flat. Whatever gender they are aside, they're not a very good actor. I don't care their gender; they're not a good actor. That's my thing.
I just care that you do your job. And when you can't do your job, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about modern writing and upstaging their own stories. Like
their sincerity poisoned. And they have this. I think this is why Superman is like the new Superman movie is doing so well. Is it's just sincere. It has a love for the source material and it embraces it. A lot of stuff is dealt with like, oh, it has this like early 2000s like, oh, we're embarrassed by the source material. What would you prefer, yellow spandex? Like the whole wink and a nod, like, oh, kind of thing. And it just, people are done with that. They want to, like, I know for me, I just got like, bashing Disney is fun. We did that here for a little bit, but
Yeah.
there kind of comes a time where it's like, okay, what now? Bashing Disney is fun. There's a lot to bash them for, but it gets tiring after doing it for 10 years. And I'm like, well, I just want to love stuff. I want to be passionate about things.
I want to enjoy things, period, regardless of where it comes from. I don't need something to be made by a production company that agrees with my values or any of that stuff. As long as they're actually putting out something good, then I'm there, man. Like, I love Leonardo DiCaprio movies. Dude's, I'm never gonna agree with that guy on anything at all.
Tom Cruise is creepy as frick.
Yes, but
man,
does he make some
good movies.
Exactly.
He makes some really good movies.
Exactly. I don't have to agree with you, but just make something good, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've been, told for the past 10 years that, poop is something we should eat. And I'm like, I kind of like...
I'm not eating the bugs. I'm not eating them.
Yeah. I kind of like steak.
I love a good cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. We went on a bit of a tangent there, but that's good. That's what this is all about. Somehow we get to Pokemon, Star Wars, and something else every interview that I do. That's just how it works.
I'm a talker. It happens.
Yeah, it's all good. So I thought it might be interesting. You were talking about talking shop with other comic book creators, things like that at cons. Mm-hmm. I thought it'd be really interesting for those who don't really know how comic books are made to kind of explain the general process from idea to finished comic book in your hands.
Well, the best way to describe it is like an assembly line process.
Mm-hmm.
So I as a writer, I come with the concept, I do my writing. That's a whole series of steps in itself. I don't really want to get into that.
Right.
So I write the script. Okay. I mean, like I said, there's a whole process for it. We're not going to get into that. And so once I have the script, I turn it over to the penciler. There could be other steps, like there could be a person who does layouts or thumbnail it or whatever, but that kind of overcomplicates things.
Right.
Penciler takes my script and does the initial pencils, which is like the first pass.
Mm-hmm.
And they send the pages to me. I say, hey, that's good, or all right, you drew this kind of a little bit off, fix that. So basically, it's better to get out all the mistakes earlier on, because the further you go along, the harder it is to change stuff, and the more the artists are going to be mad at you if you make them change stuff later in the game. If you do it earlier in the game, especially like in the thumbnail stage, they don't mind that, because it's just, very simple drawings or whatever,
Before you get to inking and coloring and you have to change massive swaths of things.
Effort involved or whatever. So my best advice is thumbnails are really important. Get out all the, little things kind of here and there. It should be like, by the time you get to inking and coloring, if there is mistakes, they should be very minor. That should be the goal. Not always happens that way. Sometimes you miss things or stuff happens, but it should be the goal. The intention. So they do that, and then it gets handed off to inker. Sometimes, and I'd say more often than not in modern senses, the penciler is also the inker.
Mm-hmm.
The penciler often inks their own work. Now you can have a dedicated inker, but more often than not nowadays, penciler is also the inker. But I'm just saying it is still a separate thing.
And the inker is the guy that makes like the hard lines, the supposedly final lines for a thing, right?
Yes, the inker is probably one of the most underappreciated portions of the process. So the inker used to be called the embellisher.
I didn't know that.
the inker, like, yeah, if you go back and look at, like, 70s Marvel, like, a lot of times the inker is called the embellisher.
Oh.
Because the inker takes the pencils and solidifies them. Sometimes they'll bring some stuff out, and sometimes they'll, like, downplay certain things. There's this really good video, I think it's by, it's one of the comics tubers, where they talk about Jim Lee's inker. And, like, cause Jim Lee has had the same inker for, like, 30 years.
Hell yeah.
And Jim Lee's like one of the greatest comic artists of all time. He's like on the Mount Rushmore, if you will. So like, I like just hear like watching this video about the process like Jim Lee's inker takes. It really does show the importance of the trade, and it's something that I try not to discount. Because inkers do add a lot to the work. They used to do a lot more because if you look like again, you go back to like 60s, 70s comics. Back before computer coloring, the inkers were doing most of the detail work because colors were mostly flat colors. I'd say since like at least the 2000s, coloring does a lot of the heavy lifting of art nowadays.
Yeah, because it's easier to put in gradations and all kinds of shadows and dimensions and things once you get to this color stage now. But back then, we had more of an emphasis on cell shading and blocking and cross hatching and things like that.
It was also like what comics were printed on, because up until like I'd say the mid to late 90s, comics were printed on newsprint and they could only allow so many colors.
Yeah.
But then when you started to have like higher quality paper in like late 90s in the 2000s, especially with the right, because computer coloring really started to gain promise in like the mid to late 80s. But it really took off in the 90s, early 2000s. You look at like an 80s comic and compare it to like a 90s comic, it is like insane. But even in like even like the height of the comics boom comic compared to like an early 2000s, it's just coloring got even more and more. Like compare Ultimate X-Men to X-Men #1 by Jim Lee.
Yeah, kind of it's just worlds apart.
Yeah, and it's like barely, like not even. I'm kind of curious now. I'm just gonna look that up. Like X-Men.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Release date 1991.
Oh wow, it's a lot earlier than later than I thought.
So 2001. So there's basically a 10-year time difference between those two. Which it's 10 years is a long time, but still they feel worlds apart.
Right. Yeah, and of course you have different artists and stuff like that, but you have monumental leaps in terms of technology and the techniques to use the technology, and
also the approach to comics. It's also the approach to comics, because the thing about like late early 80s to like the mid 90s is that was the comic boom era, and that's something I talk about a lot on Twitter. Where that was back when the artists ruled the roost. Like on comics Twitter, there's always like this debate of like who's more important, artists or writers. I mean, I find the whole debate to be rather annoying because it's just brought up every few months as cheap engagement bait. Right. But it's just my opinion on the matter has always been solid. Artists almost ruined comics in the 90s. And it wasn't that we got a more writing focus in the late 90s that saved comics, And I see that same kind of mentality in a lot of the indie space. Like so many indies want to pretend it's 1993 still, and it's just unsustainable in my opinion.
Yeah, and I've always kind of sat in the space where I feel like you can't have one without the other. Like you can't be like, oh well, writing is what sold this comic book. Well,
let me break it down for you. Let me just kind of sum it up for you.
Right.
Art without writing is just a series of pictures. I know every artist will bring up like silent comics, but that's a gimmick at best.
Very much so.
You still need to script it. It still requires a script. Even if there's no words, there's still a script behind it. You're just doing a series of pictures, which is limited at best. But on the same token, words without art is just a novel, which is an entirely different medium altogether.
Right.
It is the combination of two that makes comics unique. So I'm not saying writing is more important. I'm saying they're both equally important.
Right. And it feels like when you overemphasize one or the other, you start to lose the cohesion that makes a comic like really work. When it just becomes a giant art gallery, like that's not a comic.
or on the same token, if I'm going to call my own brethren, when you have like giant word balloons that take up like 40% of the screen, like I paid good money for that art. I want people to I paid out the A for that art. I want people to see it.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, and I imagine that's an interesting challenge when it comes to writing. I kind of experimented with comics in high school, and I found like one of the things that really kind of killed me is I like to elaborate. I like to paint a picture with words. I'm a writer. That's
what writers do. We paint with words. It's literally what we do.
As my favorite character in The Knight's Tale says, I'm a writer. I give the truth scope.
Okay, Sean, sir. I actually recently saw that movie for the first time.
What?
And, I just never. There's so many movies
that true.
Like I never got around to seeing. Like I knew of them, but never got around to seeing it. It was a pretty good movie.
Oh man, that's our we need to just watch something to feel better about life. We just need something that makes us feel okay. That
you have been measured,
Future,
you have been weighed, and you have been found wanting.
Yes.
I love that guy because he just plays such a despicable villain.
And he's like, if you see him in interviews and stuff, he's like one of the most chill dudes ever. And he plays these amazingly like layered villains that are just like liquid.
Oh god, he's such an underrated actor. Have you seen Dark City?
Oh, very good. Oh,
such a great movie. Such a great movie. He's the lead in that one.
Good stuff. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by The Knight's Tale.
It's okay. It's okay.
You kind of have to like self-edit yourself and not have like this giant monologue for every character saying a word. Like
it's not even the monologues. It's just like sometimes it's like, all right, do I need these extra? Like it's brevity is the soul of wit. So as a writer, like not just like long dialogues, but also like exchanges. So for me, I have a rule of no more than 4 lines per panel, but try to keep it to 3. But also at the same time, if I have like less panels, I can maybe get away with more dialogue. But if I have more panels, I have to cut it down a lot more, kind of thing. So it's also like a balancing act. So like, let's say I'm doing like a 4-panel or a 3-panel kind of thing. I can get away with, maybe like 2 or 3 sentences or whatever. But like, if it's like a 6-panel, 2 or 3 words each or whatever, and like a lot of those panels are gonna be blank, for kind of thing. So it's kind of a thing you need to be aware of. And then also like a lot of times I just go through my scripts and like I go through and I cut down the dialogue because it's really hard. Because as a writer, I want flavor for my dialogue. You want to make it really nice, but at the same time, sometimes it's better just to have simplistic dialogue in parts because it's shorter, it gets the stuff on. For me, I'm just kind of flowing from one thing to the other here. My approach to dialogue is I'm very much of the Quentin Tarantino school of dialogue, which is keep it casual, keep it loose, kind of thing, free flowing, because that's one of the things I always appreciate about Quentin Tarantino's characters is they talk like real people. So many movies these characters talk like screenwriters.
Yep. They talk like nobody talks. And something about Tarantino's style, like, really gets in you, you know? Like, mm-hmm. You walk away from a movie and that character isn't just a character anymore. They're an idea.
Like the opening of Pulp Fiction.
Exactly.
They're just talking about cheeseburgers, you know, the Royale with cheese or whatever. You know, the conversation is effectively meaningless, mm-hmm. but it gets you, like, into the characters. Like, it gets you attached to the characters. You know, kind of gives you...
base their entire personality off of the soul of the character, you know?
The path of the righteous man.
and of course, you know, it helps that it's expertly played by Samuel Jackson. Just
there's a reason Sam Jackson keeps showing up in Quentin films.
He's so good at just delivering
I love Sam
these
Jackson.
ideas that Tarantino is like obsessively writing and just like distills it into this perfect
Sam
package.
Jackson is one of those actors
mm-hmm.
that can make anything sound good. I have had it with these mother effing snakes on this mother effing. I need to see that movie. I love how they're like at one point they're considering changing the name and then like Sam Jackson's like, no, it's Snakes on a Plane. It's the perfect because and you realize the movie was sold just by that title. It's
exactly
Snakes on a Plane. You know, it's like Sharknado. It's so ridiculous you can't keep your eyes away from it.
Cowboys and Aliens. it's literally just memes.
Nobody has seen the movie, but everyone remembers the title.
So I don't know if you read up on the development story for Cowboys and Aliens, but it is fucking crazy. It is insane. This dude, the guy who sold the idea to the studio, he literally just made a comic because he couldn't sell the idea originally, made a comic and like fudged numbers to make it look like it was a best-selling comic.
Oh.
And then sold it to the studio, and the studio was like, oh my god, there's already a baked-in audience for this? Hell yeah, let's go. And they poured buckets of money into it, and you know, of course, all the advertisements are like, from the hit comic Cowboys and Aliens, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? I've never heard of that, because it was all fudge numbers.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to send you the link to the video that I watched on this from I think it was Pointless Hub talks about it, and it's just jaw-dropping. Holy shit.
Kind of reminded me how like Sky Captain the World Tomorrow was based, because like this guy made like a YouTube thing, mm-hmm. and it was like so fudging good that they made a whole movie about it or something. I can't remember.
What I will say about Sky Captain is there's literally no other movie that feels like that movie. You know, maybe it didn't appeal to everybody, but that's a really unique ass movie there, man.
It really is, and it also kind of like it's kind of like 20 years ahead of its time, like the whole like green screen acting kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like what it was doing, no movie was really doing at the time. And I even say, even with like the fact they shoot movies the way they shoot Sky Captain now, the only other movie that was really doing that was Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, now every movie is pretty much shot like that. But even then, Sky Captain still has this like very unique look. You can tell everything was shot on a green screen,
mm-hmm.
but it still kind of has. The problem I have with a lot of green screen movies is they feel very claustrophobic. You know,
yeah,
because whenever the actors are involved, they don't shoot wide. It's like you don't really have like these big wide shots, like Lord of the Rings, where they're just running on rocks, you know,
mm-hmm.
and then like even if some of the actors are CG, it still looks good because you're shooting a real set,
right?
You know, and it's just like you don't get as many like wides you don't get like the camera doesn't move as much.
Yeah, you don't do sweeping camera angles usually with CG heavy movies, but then you've got like Star Wars and Sky Captain has some giant shots in it. They're like, wow, you were really going for it, man.
Yeah,
and like even with it's just sticks to one spot.
Even with the Mandalorian, where they just stick an actor in front of a bunch of giant LCD screens.
Yeah,
like that's better, and you might have some sets in front of it. It's still, you're still have the same problems with green screen, where like you're limited because of the camera, and also like the color choices, because like you stick an actor in a costume and you put him in on a location, like, oh no, there's too much green in the shot, or whatever, and It's like, and also natural lighting is always going to look a certain way. You can't fake natural lighting.
No, you really can't. You can try.
You get close, but there's just a certain feel to it.
Yeah. It's got that je ne sais quoi.
And what sucks is, like, I've seen digital techniques where, like, they get really close to, like, matching film grain or how stuff looks, but there's always, like, that kind of uncanny valley feel where it's like, yeah, like, you recognize, yeah, this looks really good, but you can tell it's digital, like how a lot of films are trying to, like, you've seen a lot of films that they like try to make it look like a film, like a video camera,
like a VHS camera,
a VHS camera from the 90s,
Yeah.
Or like, the problem is it looks too good.
It's too clean. Yeah.
Yeah, like it has all the artifacts and whatnot, but it looks too clean. Like. Versus, like, you actually get a JV camcorder from, like, 91, and, put a DV tape into it. It looks a certain way. Same thing with, like, the Polaroid look. Like,
right.
You can mask it digitally, but, like, the Polaroids are going to look a certain way.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, it's kind of... It's crazy how close they can get, and then it just doesn't feel right. It's like, I know what this is going for, but you're not there, man. It just doesn't work.
I think it's a chaos versus order argument.
Yeah.
Like the problem is when they're trying to mimic the grain, it's always like an algorithm. It's always like a pattern. And even if you can't I feel like even if you can't consciously pick up on it, your brain is subconsciously picking up on the pattern where it's like, okay, there's too much order to like these spots. You know what I'm saying?
It's and like RNG, random number generators. They're as, random as it can get, but it's still not truly random. Like, computers can't actually be random. They are, by their nature, ordered things. We can't make random things because we don't think in random patterns. We are by nature ordered beings. We want things to make sense. We want things to fit in a category. But human beings are weird because we seek order, but we desire chaos. Exactly.
and then you also have the whole perfection lies in imperfection, because like, for example, we have the capability of like stamping out blue jeans, perfect fucking blue jeans, 50,000 of them. Row after row, they are the exact same.
Nobody wants
but we desire the jeans from like the 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that could be down to like quality materials or whatever. So you could make the argument of like, well, if they made them with like the same quality materials and pattern of care, I still think even then, or like handmade goods, like a hand carved, or like artisanal stuff is like, look at Etsy. Etsy is a thriving business.
And they'll pay out the nose just for something that's made by a person instead of a machine.
Like go to any rich person's house and they'll say, "Oh, this $5,000 table was hand carved from a piece of wall." Like, they'll go on and on about like the artisanal quality of it, and
Look at this hand-carved poop emoji. It's beautiful. I paid $20,000 for it.
Oh gosh.
It's made of rich mahogany.
Oh my god. The worst part is, it's in some poor idiot's house.
Yes.
Yeah,
someone
or like
has a $20,000 poop emoji sculpture somewhere.
I mean, if you look at like some of the things people make, like a golden Monopoly set,
yes.
or like I know one guy told me a story where he was at a convention. He paid $600 for a set of D&D dice, and they were like hand cut gemstones or some shit.
Jeez.
He did actually afterwards. He did actually get to play D&D with Gary Gygax, so like that was where Gary was the DM. So yeah. But still, like, they were, like, cut amethyst or whatever. Like, just imagine it's like you have, like, gold Monopoly dice and the tips are made of diamonds or some shit. Like,
I'd be afraid to roll it, man.
There are children starving in Africa!
Oh, and those are the same people that would lecture us about their children starving in Africa and, what are you doing? I'm like, you have fucking solid gold dice.
Or it's like, I'm a vegan because plants are murder, they say as they eat their Impossible Burger, which is more environmentally unfriendly than just raising a bunch of fucking cows.
It's also extraordinarily deleterious to their health. Like, the crap that they put in those fake ass burgers that just are a nuke to your system. Getting back to comics, what are those? Yeah, is that like a ancient way of conveying information?
I don't know. I saw some cave drawings.
Oh man, to quote Egon from Ghostbusters, print is dead. What's been your favorite story to work on so far? Is it Screecher? Is it is it 2000 Samurai?
2100.
2100 Samurai. That's right.
As far as the individual issue that I'm most proud of. This is going to come out of left field, but Turned Samurai number 4 is probably the issue that I'm most proud of, because Turned Samurai is definitely a comic where I've been learning as I go. Like, you look at issue 1, you look at issue 4, it is such a night and day difference. Because like with issue 3, we kind of redid the art style, where like we had like a black and white with gradients. In the special edition, we included red. And then for issue 4, I made the red standard. And that issue just came out so fudging well. Like, I look at it and I see, and I feel so, like, such a swell of pride about how well it came out. And the best part is, every time I show that issue to people, there's, like, this, like, look of, like, wow! Like, of astonishment on their face. Like, they are shocked at how good it looks, and it feels so awesome showing them that.
Yeah, the idea of a comic book with such a restrictive palette, usually you at least have primary colors in a comic book. It's very rare to see something that really pares it down.
And what's cool is, like, this is like a violent comic. There, heads getting chopped off, so it's like really cool. When you chop it off, it's black and white. You got the blood splattering, and the blood is red. It fucking pops, man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Or like when you do a scene where he's like carving up everybody, and there's like blood flying everywhere. It just looks so fucking cool.
Exactly. That's sick, dude. I didn't know that about the art style change. That's pretty neat. I gotta check that out.
Oh yeah, it's check it out, Global Comics, man.
You got it. We talked a little bit about conventions. I've been to a few conventions myself, but I've never been on the dealer side or the artist side or anything like that. What's it like to be on the other side of the table to talk to people that are either coming to buy or talk about your work, things like that. I imagine that's got to be pretty neat.
I would say it is. Really, the weird thing is I haven't been to a convention as a guest since 2014. So it's been over 10 years.
Wow.
And I've been doing these conventions pretty regularly since 2018. So, like, I'm kind of used to it being on the other side. But, like, since I have done both sides, I'd say it's pretty interesting, Obviously, I get backstage access. Obviously, I'm there before the show starts. I'm afterwards. It can be pretty nerve-wracking. But I'll say I feel like I really come alive at these conventions. Like, I feel like I'm kind of my best self. I really enjoy meeting people, selling them the books, seeing their faces, like seeing all the amazing cosplay. Like, dear God, man, I don't know if you see the pictures I post from some of these.
Yeah,
there's some really, really great cosplay I see. Yeah, they're really fun, and I enjoy obviously selling the books, but like the camaraderie and whatnot, because like you end up seeing a lot of the same people. Right. Over and over again, multiple times a year, and and you start befriending them, and then you also start befriending, artist people, like big time people, and that's really cool. You know, like we talk to somebody, it's like, oh hey, you're familiar with them, you're friendly with them, and then sometimes it's really weird, when it's like people you look up to, and now you're like friendly with them. It's kind of like a pinch yourself kind of moment, like, holy crap, I read his comics as a kid, and now I'm acquaintances with them. Yeah.
Or you get that moment where they're like, oh man, I liked your work. And they're like, oh, okay. You start wheezing. You're like, oh, someone take me to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like, I remember this was just in one of my creative writing courses in college. There was this kid that was super, super critical of like everybody's work. And then, of course you read his stuff and it's like immaculate, right? And it came to my turn and he read my stuff and he was like, this is actually good. And I was like, oh shit, what did I do? How did I do that?
Holy crap.
Oh man, all right, I guess there's something going on here. So is there a convention that you've enjoyed the most, like one of the ones that you've been to, or is there I'm getting mixed up in my words here because it's been a long day already.
All right.
Is there a specific year at a convention or one of the conventions that you go to that's your favorite, that you've enjoyed the most?
I would say it's like the two conventions I do that kind of bookend my season each year, which has been Great Lakes Comic Con and then Monroe Comic Con. Those are usually like obviously like my highest earners, but also I just really enjoy doing it, really enjoying the people. Great Lakes Comic Con is a bit up in the air right now because sadly the owner passed away for this year's show. Oh, he was a great guy too. He will definitely be missed. So I don't know how that one's gonna like shake out, but got Monroe coming up here soon. I just did a really big one here a few weeks ago, and that turned out really well.
Good.
Probably my best yet, and it was just a lot of fun.
Good stuff, man. I need to start getting into the convention game around here. I was planning, like, once I actually have a book on Kindle or something like that, like that's probably the time to go. But you're seeing you at the conventions and set up the table and things like that kind of just really got me thinking about it. I was like, I could do that. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you could. print out some of your books and sell them like that and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's You got me thinking about that, so I credit you.
Well,
for
I am happy to inspire.
So you like memes?
No, I absolutely hate them. They are terrible.
What? I still remember when we came up with "Get Screechy with It." You know, the best Screecher meme of them all.
Which, by the way, if the GIF is not playing in the video at this very moment, I will find you and I will kill you.
That one was pretty funny. I love that one.
I still have the GIF. I can send it to you.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Like literally all. Okay. So for those who don't know, I created a GIF where it's like the Michael Jackson, not Michael Jackson, the Will Smith get jiggy with it. All I did was I put Screecher's head on top of Will Smith's, and I put "Get Screechy with It," and it's really stupid because like he does this spin, and Screecher's head just stays there. Like it's like, oh my god, is Will Smith okay? Like, does he need neck surgery?
It's that perfect It's that perfect chaos there. Yeah, because you pick the perfect face for it too from Screecher, where she's kind of like, like shouting already.
Yeah. Have you seen some of my other GIFs I made recently?
Yeah, you got some good
like
ones.
the "This is Screecher" one.
There you go.
Or like the owl thing, where it's like, did somebody say, because like I was messing with meme generator, and like you can actually time the GIFs a little bit. Okay, for those who don't realize, I'm actually sending them to him right now. That's why he's reacting the way he is.
This is Screecher.
And then the last one is just really funny.
Oh, I saw this one the other day. Yeah.
Oh god.
You gotta stay on theme, with the owls. It's gotta be.
Okay, and oh gosh,
I've got the power of both God and Screecher by myself.
What's really crazy is like I've had people sending me Screecher memes, and they're bangers too.
Oh, that's the best, yeah. Oh man.
Check out that one I just sent you.
But with your level of wit, you could cure cancer. But I don't want to cure cancer. I want to make more Screecher memes. I mean, it's a force for good. It's just as good as curing cancer. That's what I heard, at least.
Okay, that's the last one I'm going to send you. The one I just sent you.
How it feels to use memes to promote Screecher. Yeah, that's
exactly that's the whole thing. Like, what's really crazy is I got like all meta fourth wall with it, where I was like making memes about making Screecher memes, making memes about like, should I make more Screechers? Like,
could you imagine if I made a meme about a meme about a meme?
It's like Screecherception.
You cannot stop the Screecher memes. They're gonna find you. All right, what we got? You don't know the power of Screecher. That's good, especially because I hear the voice when I see the scene.
Yeah,
puts it in your brain.
And what's really really hilarious is like I did the
That's pretty good. That's a good cosplay too. That's dope.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then I had a Batterson cosplayer come up checking my comic. My friend did the picture. I was like, "Oh, this is actually a really good picture." Bat credit card.
Never leave the cave without it. Oh man, the memes are good. I always like opening X, and there's some meme that you put up that's like, all right, that's what I logged on for. That's good.
Well, you know what they say.
As a child, I yearn for Screecher meme minds.
Like I said, I get really fucking meta with it.
Yeah, you got to get in there for sure.
Yeah.
So, why is Golden Sun the best game that SquareSoft has ever made?
SquareSoft didn't make Golden Sun.
That's true. Why is Golden Sun the best?
Oh man, you were off to a poor start here, sir.
Why is it the best game that's ever been made?
I don't know about best game ever been made, but it's certainly a very gosh darn good game.
I'm gonna have to use that against you now. You know, when you post about Golden Sun, it's like,
fuck
it's
off!
not the best game ever made. So good.
Well, this isn't the best podcast ever, but here I am slumming it anyway.
Dang.
That's what you get.
Did you play the games when they came out, or did you play them later?
I did, yeah. I played them as when they were new.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a decent amount of nostalgia to them, but also it's just like the games look amazing for Game Boy Advance, especially like the first game came out a month after the GBA launch, like so kind of like a launch window game, and it's still bonkers. one of the best look like. I remember the first time I saw the battle sequence where they did where they do like that camera pan around,
mm-hmm.
and like, oh my god, that is awesome!
Yeah, like how are they doing that on the GBA? How is this possible?
What I like about it is it's a bit of like Johnny's first RPG a little bit. So it's simplistic, but it has enough like things, like underlying things, like items can do other things, and like
mm-hmm.
These gens you get, you can mix and match and create your own class essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's enough kind of customization.
Which gen do you use when? What summon do you drop at one time? Yeah,
like it's a boss battle. Let me unhook all my gens so I can start the battle,
mm-hmm.
and like unleash all my powerful gens. And also, when you unleash a gen, it powers up that element. So, like, all
mm-hmm.
your attacks are powerful, you know? But also, you're not as... you don't have access to powerful class. So, like, you might not have your good spells. There's a strategy to it. And, there's really... Like, obviously the game is linear. But the way you set up your characters...
Mm-hmm.
There's really kind of more than one way to do it. Like, each character has certain archetypes, but you can still like set them up kind of differently, and I kind of enjoy that.
Well, especially as you use Gen, you know, you're shuffling between classes and stuff. Like I remember I came up with this crazy strategy for a boss that was giving me a lot of trouble, where the main character was shifting between like the normal, you know, I think it's called Guardian is the archetype that he's meant to do, and he would shift between that, you know, big, you know, tanky damage and a healer, back and forth depending on what gen I was using, and so I could actually not die in that encounter. You know, there's some interesting things that you can do where, you know, depending on what gen you use at what time, you can completely shift what strategy you're using for that character, and I found that really interesting. You know, it really got me creative as a kid, thinking, you know, because I pretty much came off of Pokemon into that, and I was like, whoa, you know, this is nuts. And I came into Golden Sun on the Lost Age. I didn't even know about the first game, so I actually went backwards through the series. I played the second one first, and I was like, something feels like it's missing, and then I found out there was an older game.
Yeah, like there's so many just little things. They're just like extra, like the fact that there's a 2-player versus mode, where like you can have your characters face off against another person in like a link battle. They did not need to do that. But for some reason they did.
Like what? On the GBA with like a traditional RPG, not like Pokemon, which is like it's a big old
it's
creature
designed
collector.
for that.
Yeah, exactly. But a traditional JRPG where you can go up against another person's loadout was just bonkers stuff. And I never got to do it. That's the part that sucks. No one else had that game when I was growing up, so I couldn't ever use that against anybody else. I've always been really sad about that. I had to talk about Golden Sun at some point.
Oh no, it's understandable. I totally get it.
So let's say you have an infinite budget. You can pull in any talent you want, no red tape, anything like that. Tell me about your perfect game, movie, show. Maybe it's a adaptation of something you're doing, or you could fix a movie or something like that.
I don't know. Like I don't really have any experience like video games or whatnot. Like I can tell you, like, if I had limited budget for a comic book, who would I hire? I could do that.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so probably be me doing the writing because, well, ego. As far as artists, I'm going to assume it's living artists, and ones that are at least semi-active.
You don't want to be a necromancer here?
I'm trying to keep it at least semi-realistic.
Okay, I feel it.
I want to say, like, Scott McDaniel I'd hire. He worked with Chuck Dixon on, like, the Nightwing run. A lot of things. Honestly, if I could necromancer, it would be George Perez. That's I would love to, like, because New Teen Titans is one of my favorites, and I am so kicking myself that I was never able to get anything done by him. But yeah, Scott McDaniel is one I want to work with. I don't know, like, it's too easy to say, like, Tom, like, okay, Dave Capullo, probably. I would say, yeah, if I had unlimited money, because I don't want to do the, like, stereotypical, like, Jim Lee, Tom McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, like, oh yeah, they'd be good to work with, but I feel like that's a bit cliche, so I'll say like Greg Capullo. I bring him on. He's just amazing,
for sure, man.
But also another, if I could necro an artist, Mike Turner. Oh my god, like that is, like, I love his art so much. No one drew women like him. Like, so for those who don't know, he did stuff like Witchblade, Tomb Raider, like a lot of Tap Cow stuff. You know a Mike Turner woman when you see one.
Yep.
I think probably the closest to Mike Turner might be J. Scott Campbell. Like Mark Silvestri is really good, and I'd love to work with him. But in terms of, like, iconic, like, no one draws women like J. Scott Campbell.
Could you imagine if he drew Screecher?
Like, imagine like the Screecher art, like the Mary Jane one, like, women don't shit like that. And then you had a cosplayer literally prove that, yes, they do.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
Yeah.
All right, I approve.
I also, like, my favorite thing is, like, you had that one person try and fix J. Scott Campbell's art, and it looked atrocious.
Yeah, fix.
Yeah. Remember that whole movement?
Work.
Remember that whole movement that was kind of going on for about a summer, where, like, these people are trying to fix artists' work, and it just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah, it's like, good try, buddy. It's like the people that are, like, all, goo goo gaga over AI art, and they're like, soon you won't even need artists. You could just use AI. And I'm like, that looks like dog shit.
Okay, that's an important topic to discuss, because AI art's not going anywhere. I think it's more just how we use AI art. Like, AI art will never replace artists whole cloth, especially for original stuff, because, like, I can't use it to make Creature. Like, okay, you can use it to make a Batman thing. The problem is AI is very inconsistent. Like, I actually once was teaming up with a guy who was doing AI comics, and we tried to do, like, a 2100 Samurai thing. And and like the art was like just so atrociously bad.
Mm-hmm.
I had to back out of the project because it was just really bad.
I think it's great for like brainstorming and like
brainstorming.
Kind of figuring out where to go.
Create backgrounds.
Somewhere.
Like you wanted to like assist you, create backgrounds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a tool. It's a tool. It's an application. Like, because here's the thing, AI art has existed. Like, you create a gradient on Photoshop. That's technically AI art.
Right. Yeah. It's just filling in the gaps of where you want to...
Yeah, technically that's AI art. Technically, you know, you throw a gradient up. You have like a pattern brush or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's AI art.
Exactly.
Technically speaking. It's a tool, and as a tool to assist,
mm-hmm.
I have no issue with it. It's the same thing like Crypto Bros, you know, where it's like they make it their entire personality, and it's usually almost all the people who push this are just shitty artists in general, or people who are so jealous of artists and all that stuff, and they want to be part of that crowd.
Yeah, and like, usually they have shitty taste in art too.
hey! I typed in 3 words in a prompt generator. I'm an artist now, guys. I don't know because it's like I have writing talent, so like I'm not jealous of artists. I mean, at least not enough to make me destroy the entire industry.
Like I look up to artists so much because like I want to be able to do that, but I have to outsource my vision of what something looks like to my unskilled hands that just
it bugs the shit out of me when like I have these amazing scenes in my head and like they're playing out for me and it looks fucking amazing in my head, and like I can translate it to the page and it can like you know, either like a novel or a script, and it can be fine, but to fully visualize it I have to do an artist. And I mean, shout out to the artists that I work with that are great, but like you have to sift through so much crap to find those good artists. You know?
Really do.
The best advice I can give to any new artist, new up and comer is, if you find a collaborator that you work well with, do not let them go. Work with them on everything you can.
Take care of them. Send them a Christmas card.
Bail them out of jail.
So, my artist that I work with, Inessa, wow, I just can't talk at all today. Inessa Burnell, she's a wonderful person. We talk regularly, you know, just about life in general, not even like stuff that we're working on. But she sent me flowers for my grandmother's funeral. She absolutely did not have to do that, and you know, I do everything I can to pay her back for all the amazing work that she can do. But you take care of your artists, they'll take care of you, and you know, vice versa. If you're an artist and you have a writer that you like to work with on things, or you know, maybe just like draw panel art,
like for example, my colorist. You know, I pay them like fairly decent money. And like they've asked for raises a couple times, and I've given it to them because, for one, they're great to work with, and two, they just do really good art.
My most important question of the entire interview, this is like make or break time here. What is your ideal pizza?
I do love a good meat lovers, I gotta say.
Hell yeah. From a specific place, or just like in general, like you go to?
Well, I am partial to Detroit style pizza. I do like. Basically, my ideal treating myself is to go to Jets and get a large deep dish meat lovers pizza. Oh, it is such a delicacy. Oh gosh,
dude, we had when I worked in an apartment office, we had a Jets pizza that opened, you know, like a couple streets away from us, and they came in like every Friday with like 3 or 4 pizzas for the office, so you know they could drop off some collateral to put in, move-in folders and stuff like that. And we were like, you guys can come anytime you want and drop off stuff. It was so good, man. They, they'd bring in like a pineapple, meat lovers, like they just take care of us like crazy. I was like, dude, just keep coming in. We're happy to put in your menus.
What I love about Jets is like their sauce. It's kind of got like this tangy sweetness to it that just goes so well with their food.
Yeah, and a lot of sauces in pizzas are extraordinarily flat. They're either watery or it's just paste. There's no dimension to it at all. So anytime you have a sauce that actually is noticeable in a pizza, even though I hate tomatoes, but if you have a sauce that's noticeable in a pizza, like that's already a good basis. And then they have that nice, super nice crust. Oh, so I want pizza so bad now.
I had pizza last night, so
hell yeah. Was it a meat lovers from Jets?
No, it was like a personal pizza from another place.
You know what? You can't always have meat lovers from Jets. I get you.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta save some money.
That's true. It's very true. Man, it's my wife and I, we make like everything now. So we make our own pizza at home because it's so god awful expensive out there these days. But also make some amazing freaking pizza because of it. So kind of works out. Whether it's a sheet pan pizza or we've got one of those indoor pizza stone pizza oven things. That one's really nice. Makes some good stuff. Yeah, I can never get enough of pizza, man. It's like one of the most ideal foods.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites as well.
I've got one last question for you today. I never get through an entire list of questions here, but this one might be, other than the pizza question, which is obviously the most important question of the day. Why do you write? Is it something you are driven to do, or is it something that you have to pursue? Do you have to chase down writing? Or is it something that like you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I gotta write. I have to write this down. I gotta do it now.
It's definitely a passion of mine. I enjoy the process. Like writing itself is actually kind of easy to me. Like the way I put it, like writing to me comes as easy as breathing for other people. I enjoy the process of world building. Like there's been times where I've literally had to stop myself from writing because like, oh Nick, you're creating too many comics. You're creating too much stuff. Like you only got so much stuff to do. Only so much money. Like you're creating whole whatever. Like I had to stop myself. I enjoy the process. I enjoy writing. I enjoy the writing mechanics of it. I enjoy diving into like themes, tone, characters, kind of things. Like, very adamant about like the flow, the pacing of writing, and I just enjoy a very well written paragraph.
I definitely feel you there. I wrote a big old chunky review for you on Screecher #1. And one of the things that I thought about as I was writing that was like it does have like this really good flow to it. You're not just sitting there and building up like the story of this character the whole time. You're actually showing some flow, some motion, some action throughout, so that you're not just like, well, that was a big old chunk of exposition forever. Things flow from one scene to the next. Like, oh yeah, you've got oh, welcome to the house, and then talking about the family. You go into showing off the gadgets, and boom, action scene. and where it all comes together. And you don't spend over long on any of those notes, but you're also not like being pushed out of the door the whole time, right? I think that's something that's really difficult to get right, especially in something that can feel really rushed very easily. It's not like
that's
comic
kind
book
of the
is
thing. Like,
Toy, right? Like,
yeah, I actually did get a lot of feedback saying it was like a bit rushed and whatnot, and how I just went from like one thing to the other.
Mhm.
So what's interesting is, so I've been working on volume 2 of Screecher.
Mhm.
And one of the things I've been doing is actually kind of slowing it down and giving more character development moments, like giving more time for like the characters to talk and have conversations and whatnot.
No, I mean, I think that's good, and I think you have a good enough sense of timing to make that work. I just felt like, even though others might have felt like it was rushed, I think that was more of a page number thing rather than the actual events of the story, right? Like if you
yeah, that's why, like, for volume 2, I specifically gave time for room to breathe. Like, it's 5 issues. Some issues are going up to like 28 pages almost for some stuff. It's wild.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Well, volume 2 is going to be a chonker, I'll tell you what.
Hey, I like chonkers in comics. That's a really weird sentence to say. More story, the better. That's how I'm going to say it.
Fair enough.
So, this is going to come out at the end of this month. I shifted the schedule from what I told you, so it should not next week, but the week after. Do you have any announcements? Anything you need to plug? I think you've got a Kickstarter going on right now, right?
Yes. So signups for Screecher number 4 are currently live. I'm sure you'll put the link in the show notes or whatever.
Absolutely.
So follow that link. You can sign up and be notified when we go live October 3rd. Also, next month I will be releasing my novel Lost Kingdom. As of this recording, I had just finished the glossary last night. I just got to plug in the backer names, and so we should be going to print here in the next few weeks, and that's going to be pretty freaking cool.
Hell yeah, dude. I was wondering when Lost Kingdom was going to come out because you kept talking about it. So, do you have like a elevator pitch for Lost Kingdom for people who don't know about it?
Well, the short one is imagine Star Wars, but from Obi-Wan's perspective. But the more professional one stars a man named Jason Lamont, who was once the Captain General of the Royal Guard. But the night the capital fell, he had a choice to make. Does he stay, do the honorable thing, and die with his brothers? Or does he flee like a coward? He chose the latter. And now, 15 years later, he lives in the bottom of a bottle, taking mercenary jobs, anything to distract himself from the immense guilt. When fate intervenes, and he must now take a 15-year-old teenager, back into the Sol System, into the hands of Spartan Alliance. Little does he know that this kid is the same babe he abandoned all those years ago.
Dang. Okay.
I whipped that up on the spot.
Yeah. Hey, I'm reading, man. That sounds awesome.
Well, thank you.
So yes, definitely follow Phoenix Press on X. You're on Facebook too, also, right?
Yeah, there's a Phoenix Press like page. I don't basically I push to Instagram, and then that kind of goes to Threads and the like page. But you can follow me on Facebook as well if you want.
Definitely catch up on what the Phoenix Press is doing. Enjoy the memes, streams. You play games on the regular basis there,
yep,
right?
I'm doing a stream later today where we're talking about Superman. Then tomorrow I'm starting a new playthrough of Wind Waker HD. That's going to be fun.
Good stuff, man. Well, I'm really, really happy that we finally got a chance to sit down and talk. You're 100% invited again in the future, especially if you got something new that you'd like to talk about, another book launch or something like that. It was really awesome having you on, and I hope you had as good a time as I did.
I enjoyed myself.
Good stuff. Maybe not as good as pizza, but we did talk about pizza, so that's close enough.
Yeah, pretty close.
All right, buddy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for coming and joining me today, and we'll catch you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed today's show. What did you think of the episode? Leave a comment down below to let me know what you thought, or leave a question for my new monthly Q&A episode. Before you go, please be sure to leave a like and share the show with a friend. It makes a massive difference in helping with discovery of the show, but also lets me know what you'd like to see more of. Check out the link tree below in the description to see all the different ways you can enjoy the show, or how to connect on social media and Discord. Special thanks to Fulfill Your Destiny for being a paid subscriber on Substack. Your contribution makes this show possible, and I cannot thank you enough for your support. If you would like to be featured in the show's special thanks, as well as other perks, please check out my Substack link in my link tree. Words cannot express how much I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to see what I've been working on, and I truly hope to see you again soon. Until next time, good fortune, good health, and good day.